You survived the summer with teenagers.
I have been with their ass at camp.
I'm not driving, so if anybody starts having a flip out that I look like I'm driving, I'm not. There's no driving. I'm a passenger. You know, so I'm driving with my friend Lisa. We're going to a funeral, and she just said her kids were at camp when they were teenagers. There is a lot of truth to that.
It is the truth.
Of why it's worth it. So
They worked there.
They worked there. But even when they weren't working there, you still had to pay for like a 15-year-old to go. Remember? For the silk thing?
Yeah.
And you
Worth
think,
every penny.
why would I pay for a 15-year-old to go to camp? Well, I can tell you why. Because I'm currently living with an almost 15-year-old and a 16-year-old. And they eat so much food. It's probably about the same amount to send them to camp. And two, then you're not worried what they're doing. I'm old. Last night, I'm in bed. There's a house full of teenage boys. My daughter, I said, you need to go to bed. Well, we're watching a movie. I said, get upstairs. And then my 10-year-old, ooh, it's going to storm. And my 10-year-old is not sleeping at all. Never falls asleep. Lisa, we're going to hit some bad weather. This is Swansboro, a raincoat right here, Swansboro, which is the cutest town. Have you been here in a while? Gosh, they have the neatest little stores. I love a rainy Monday, and here we're not even home to enjoy it. Darn it. I did change my sheets because there was so much sand in my bed last night that I had to sleep on the top sheet. Like, I don't mind a little bit of sand, but dog sand. A lot of sand. So the summer I spent with teenagers, episode 4. Let's see, tomorrow one is heading out on a moon dance trip. So we are leaving the house at 4 a.m. And then, what else we have this week? We have a friend here till Wednesday. And then the oldest is at Seagull, and he seems to be good. He's on tennis.
Except for graduation.
Who what?
No.
He said though when he was there, he was like, there's no air conditioning. It's like, how did you forget that? Blair was so cute about her camp. Yeah, I was telling Blair that she was going to walk 20 miles a day. It was attitude camp, but it's not. It's normal camp. You naughty thing. Shake my finger at him. Blair is babysitting for me today. Look at that car. Isn't that good looking? That used old Land Cruiser. Blair is babysitting today. At least I wonder how much that car is.
Well, we're not stopping.
Well, maybe we'll look on the way back. For Amos, who is 10, and she asked how much she was going to get paid. And then Russell texted me earlier and asked me if I could pay him back. And I said, what do I owe you money for? And he said, I bought a spike ball set. Which I will say, I think Amos probably broke the other one because he stood on it. And where am I going to pay her? I know, it's so rare that I have a shower this time of day, right, Lisa? My daughter missed her last flight. Moondance booked 20 kids in Lisbon in a hotel. They fly out tomorrow. Well, you know, our flight got canceled out of Lisbon with United Airlines, and we were able to get on a flight. They put us on another, well, we ended up on that Air Portugal, which was not good. But, I mean, you want to talk about people losing their minds? My parents at the airport. Dad said he's not traveling anymore. Oh, there's Jersey Mike's right there. We have to stop there for Blair because that's what she wants. We want to see your haul from Europe. My haul? What did I buy? I got Lisa a present in Europe.
Oh.
For her birthday. She hadn't gotten it yet, though. You dream. You know what? Where is that present? I don't think I unpacked it. I think it was with Blair's camera, and then I have to go buy a new one. They were on Air Portugal. The computers were down, so they closed the border.
Yeah.
What? How does that work?
Close their borders.
Hey, Bonnie. Oh, my friend Bonnie just went on a fun trip. I was looking at your pictures this morning. She went on a fun trip with a bunch of teenagers. Bonnie, I hope your summer is as exciting as mine. Who was the guy you read the quote from? Last night I read this quote from Sean Dietrich. Do you follow him? He's redheaded from Nashville, Tennessee. God, he's funny. Your makeup looks good. Oh, I bought makeup at the airport. I didn't get to buy any in the last airport because I was so late. I had to sprint through customs, which is a nightmare because all I want to do is spend like 9 hours in customs. But alas, it did not happen. Yeah, that was funny. Oh, now there's Moore's barbecue. We're discussing dinner. 8 hours early.
We're not skipping lunch.
Well, I hadn't had lunch. Did you have lunch?
We're not skipping lunch.
Oh, well, what are we going to have for lunch? There's a real good burrito place here, but I'd be real full. Oh, there's a good car wash. I don't get out much. Who is driving you? My driver. My friend Lisa. There's a battle car. No, the teenagers have already been to play laser tag this morning. And now they're going to lunch.
Where are they going to lunch?
At the Coral Bay Club. And then they're going fishing. Now, mind you...
On the beach?
I don't know. No, on a boat. A friend's boat. The wind is blowing a gale. But I'm not getting involved. Nope. Little Thomas told me the other day that I needed to pick my battles, that I wasn't good at that. My 18-year-old. He said, your problem, and I get it from you, is that you complain and warn about everything. When that happens, don't come crying to me. Something terrible's going to happen. He said, you need to pick your battles. And that's what Lisa's son said. Remember that time? He said, somebody went out and there was a big fight or something bad happened. Oh, he's from Birmingham. And Lisa said, I told you if you went out. He said, Mom, you have been...
That was my husband.
Oh, it was. It was her husband.
I was the only one who said they should.
Tell him what he said.
I don't even remember.
He said, you've been warning that something's going to happen every time they do something, and finally something does, and you claim, well, you were wrong 99 times.
But I was right one time when they got arrested.
They didn't all get arrested.
Enough of them did.
Just a couple of them. So Lisa's boys were little, and I was in charge of them. I wish there was Adrian around right now. And I would, yes, Lisa, I would haul them around. And one time I was about, I don't know, probably 17 or 18. And we were going to Walmart, and there was a lot of traffic. So I decided to ride down the turn lane for quite a long time. And the boys were like 1, 4, and 7. And the police pulled me over and said, you know, you can't ride in the turn lane. I said, well, I'm not from here. We're from Richmond, and I'm just here. We're going to Walmart, and I didn't know where the turn was. And little Billy sat right in that car, and not one of them said a word. And then the policeman let us go, and Billy said, that policeman was mean. Oh, yes.
They learned a lot of policemen.
Yeah, they learned to taught them to lie to policemen at a very early age. Your videos make our day. Well, you need to become a subscriber then, Beth. Because we do coffee chats in the morning. And then my husband was on yesterday.
Thomas was?
Mm-hmm. What was he talking about? Oh, I know what he was talking about. He was talking about that darn boat running into the beach. Have you heard any more about it? Lisa was my friend on the beach that said, look at that crazy boat heading straight at us.
The co-owners and the boat captain were detained and put through a regular sobriety test, but it didn't say what the results of that were.
So everybody is talking about the fact that there was something wrong with the boat.
It was on autopilot, I think.
It was on autopilot.
Well, I don't know that it was on autopilot.
So they're like, well, they had to save themselves. You wouldn't put other people's lives at risk to save your own, would you?
I don't even understand that.
Well, what?
Have they ever heard of a horn?
A horn? Or
have
maybe
they
call
ever
the Coast Guard?
Call the Marine Patrol and say we're having this clear the beach.
Clear the beach, a boat's coming in. Or, as Thomas said, disconnect the spark plugs. You can make a car or a boat stop. Like if Lisa said right now, the car is not going to stop. I'm sure there's something we can do to stop it. I don't know what it is. So you wouldn't, like my son was out in the ocean with probably 12 teenagers, right? Mm-hmm. So what if that boat had killed all of them and then you heard...
Or what if it had been Thomas on a windsurfer?
Or my husband on a windsurfer. And then you heard the people say, well, the boat was taking on water.
The boat was not taking on water because the boat was towed back by sea tow. So it was not taking on water. You can't tow a boat taking on water.
Ding, ding, ding. There's a kill switch in all boats. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, so that fish stinks, is what I have to say. And then somebody said, well, maybe there was a medical emergency on board.
With 7 people.
So if somebody was having a heart attack, then why didn't they come in at the beach at our house instead of going all the way down?
They were headed that way.
Huh?
They were headed that way.
I mean, they chose to go in at a crowded area. No.
I have a feeling the boat was on autopilot or something.
I have a feeling somebody fell asleep.
I just think it was on autopilot and they were all down under the thing.
Having a big time.
Either that or it was pretty windy. But
Yeah. If you, I'll be shocked, but I have a real hard time thinking that was just, But it's funny to me that people want to go to the defense of the boat captain. My initial reaction is to blame the person.
Mine too.
Like, I'm not the type of person that wants to defend someone. Clearly.
What children say about them.
What?
That I never take up
Defended them?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
if
me too. Like, and those are the parents, like Brian Laundrie's parents, right? He shows up with his girlfriend's car, and they're the people that are like, well, he didn't do it. She just took off. He drove her car back. I mean, remember when they found his stuff out there in the wilds and they pretended that they just stumbled upon it after 4 days? No, those fools were as complicit as anybody. So anyway, my teenagers, they were coming up with every reason in the world that it happened too. They were probably thinking of themselves. Well, anyway, to be continued. We'll find out more today. I guarantee you somebody probably refused to blow in a breathalyzer.
Probably.
Sounds like
Well,
someone.
I wonder if the co-owners of the boat were on the boat. So
Yes,
are
they were.
somehow liable if it is
I don't know.
DUI? Or?
The 2 owners were on the boat, and then Joey Rivenbark was the captain.
Yeah.
And Joey Rivenbark was in the Big Rock, and they caught like a 320-pound marlin a couple of years ago. We don't know. We just know that there's something that seems mysterious about the whole thing. And what's so disappointing is that I was so close, and I could have gone there and done live footage. But I just thought somebody had drowned and was, feeling bad for them. 7 people were on the boat. 7 people. Surely someone could have called the Coast Guard or sounded a horn.
Exactly.
And there wasn't any horn being sounded. Because
you could even see the people. Like, the people weren't, if you watch the video of it, the people are not, visible on the boat. They're inside the
the people are having a big time. I can tell you what, if I was on a boat and it was about to crash into the beach, I'd jump off. Me too. Oh, look, there's the military. What are you doing? You jump off. There'd be no reason not to hit the beach. Like right now, I don't care if you were going this fast. I'd still jump off. Because I think I was going to break my face if I didn't, Or they hurt. What?
I said even I would jump off.
Even Lisa would jump off, and she doesn't jump off. Where they hurt. A couple of them went to the hospital. But what's interesting is the other 5 people all signed waivers that they were not hurt.
Because
Ding, ding, ding. So I think that you sign a waiver because you don't want to go to the hospital and have somebody stealing your blood.
Yep.
I don't know that. It's just my thinking. You have on face makeup. I know. It's so shocking.
What kind is it?
It's either Dior or Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it at the airport on the way. And I did get, it's Dior mascara, and I will say that is good. It doesn't clump. I always wondered, why do people buy expensive mascara? Well, I know now, see? I don't know how to put it on the bottom glasses. I would notice it picked up speed. So the funny thing is, that's where the autopilot makes sense. It didn't pick up speed, but it appeared to, right? Because it was hauling ass at the same speed at the beach. So I'd think if you're hauling ass, and even if you were going to beach your boat, you wouldn't go that fast.
You know, Collins watches that Qualified Captain, and I always, when they show stupid stuff or stuff like that on Qualified Captain, I always think, oh, that was staged. Now
Oh, really?
I think the stuff on there's not staged. The stuff like that really happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
5.2 miles. Do we know where Home Goods is?
It's in 5.2 miles. Oh, it's
So
in
you
9
put
miles.
this in-
That's Home Goods. We're going to have to look out. Okay. Carry on, people. See you tomorrow.